Okay, guys, we're on 16 of 17. I don't know how you want to do this one. Solutions basically is going to be your, again, your 0, your root, and my personal favorite, the x-intercept. So this here, if you look at this and you multiply this times this, is 2x squared. So I know it's a quadratic. I know it's a parabola. It does something to this effect, if you don't mind. Actually, no, it doesn't. It does something to this effect. Crosses it twice. So you can do two different approaches. I'll show you the first one, which I think is the best one. And the second one's just as good, but you've got to be like ready in your brain, ready to see this. So I turn this on. I would go to New Document, go here to Now, go to Graphs, and go here to 2x. Ooh, my bad. I think I have to distribute here. I think -1, and then parentheses, and then the other one of x plus 4, and then graph it. Oh, okay, it worked. It actually worked. Now we're doing one x and it was wrong. So I need this one here, -1, -2, -3, -4, -4, and about a positive half. Four positive, or actually -4.5. It's A. A is my answer. Okay, that's it. Or if you want to be more, precise, go here, find a 0, -4. This it? Right there. You got that? That's that way you want to do it. Now, in regard to that part, you decide how you want to do it. This is what I would have done, because I recognize this from the beginning, and I did this with you guys a long time ago. Since I know that's the answer, I'm just going to cover this over here. Knowing that the word solution is your x-intercept, it's when this whole thing, you see those are my x's, and this is your y. When y is equal to 0, right? Well, when does this whole thing go to 0? This is what happens. And I showed you this one. Y'all are not very fond of it. Nobody is ever fond of this. But this thing goes to 0 when 2x minus 1 goes to 0 equals 0, or when x plus 4 equals 0. Here it is -4. I just subtract 4 on both sides. You add 1, now 2x is equal to 1, divided by 2, and x is equal to 1/2. That's it. Quadratic model, so you better use a calculator for this one. What's the x with the quadratic best for what? Given the quadratic model, what would be the best value for x? Shoot, I don't even understand that one. Given the quadratic model, what would be the best value for x equals to? I get you. So there's supposed to be some number here. So you do quadratic regression, graph trace to this number, whatever number that is, this is your y value. Hopefully that makes sense. Given the two functions below, so here's function 1, function 2. Now, if you look at these functions, they're graphs of lines, because there's no x squared. This is a graph, okay, of another one, not x squared. What I noticed, same y-intercept. The slopes, look at these slopes. What's the deal with this slope, and what's the deal with that slope? If you forgot, these two slopes are perpendicular to each other. See that one? Flip it over and make it from positive to negative. Flip it over. So I want to tell you this much. They're perpendicular. Sir, I don't get that. I don't remember that stuff. I don't blame you. I don't think you would want to remember it if you could just graph it. So come on here and graph it. Don't be afraid using the calculator. Do not be afraid using the calculator. It's going to help you out so much. Control fraction bar 2 over 3 x plus control this 5 over 8. So there's that one, right? Now the next one here, how do I graph the other one? I press tab, control this, negative, 3 over 2 x plus control this 5 over 8. Okay, so perpendicular means they meet at 90 degrees. Is that not 90 degrees? Wow, they're not parallel. Same y-intercept. What? Let me see. How does the graph? Wow. So I want to tell you this much. There's two answers. This one and this one. They're not steeper. They're the same steepness. They're not parallel. So this one has two answers. Sneaky. I love this district test. They always kind of keep you, jumping around, making sure you're reading it correctly. Okay, let's go on. Let's try this next one over here. Okay, up a little higher, up a little bit right there. So which if I, okay, this is easy. It's not too bad. So I want to distribute here. Gives me x squared. Distribute here, plus 4x plus this plus. Multiply here, x squared. Multiply here, negative x. Multiply here, negative 2x. Multiply here, positive 2. Now, all the x squares go together, so we're going to have 2x squared. All the x's go together. This gives me a negative 3x. And the 4x gives me plus x. Wow, this is crazy. And then plus 2. So let's check this one out again. Let me just double check I did everything. X times x, x squared. X times 4, 4x. Plus this plus. This times this is x squared. This times that, negative x. That times that, negative 2x. That times this plus 2. I think our math is correct. So now we basically get whatever we got here on this side right here, plus whatever we get on this right side. Basically collect like terms. X squared go with x squared, 2x squared. Someone say that one's wrong. That one's wrong. Now, this right here, you would add those, giving you a negative 3x. This was over here, 4x. So 4x minus 3x is 1x. So far, this one's correct. Slash that one's wrong. I do not see where they get that plus or minus 2. Negative times negative, positive. Answer E. Correct answer. Okay, so let's look at this one real quick. Monica buys phone cases for iPhones for $7 and $6 for Galaxies. Okay, so she buys, okay, get it. So she plans on selling them for $15 for the iPhone cases and $10 for the Galaxy cases. Which systems could be used to find how many how many of each she bought if she spent $420 and could make a profit of $380. Ooh. Okay. I'm kind of torn on this one. It's kind of tricky because they're saying when she sells it, she's going to get it for that much. Profit. Okay, so making it profit, if she buys, just go with the iPhones. If she buys it for $7, and then she sells them for $15, profit is that difference in the middle. She would make $8 profit for each iPhone. You see that? You need to know the keyword I, which is profit. Okay, profit I. You got that? That's the question's asking. So they want 8I to go together. So 8I looks good. No, 8I looks good. And they want the profit to go and be the 380. So look how this is wrong automatically. So that's my only answer choice. And that's if it's correct. Let's read the whole thing together now. Ready? So we're going to come on here. She wants to buy. She's buying The 420 is how much she would spend, so each one's at 7i, cool. 6, cool, that equals what she would spend. Okay, this is the spending. Now, if she comes out here and spends that, great. Now she wants to make profit. For the iPhone, she buys them at 7, but she sells them for 15 / a profit of 8 for each iPhone. Perfect. Now, each Galaxy, she buys it for 6 and will sell it for 10. So profit between these two is profit of 4. And that's for your Galaxies. And that's what we get that for. Okay, because I thought they were going to use these other numbers. That's not our profit. Yeah. So that one makes sense. Okay, cool. Good question there. Again, you should know what profit is. Okay, so profit, just in case you didn't know this, in the situation she's spending $7, but then she sells it for 15. That extra 8 that she made is profit. So initially she got 7 back. It would not make any profit, but she gets extra after the 7, which is 8 more to get to the 15. That's your profit. Okay. Where are we at now? If then f of x is equal to x equals that, and g of x is equal to that, okay, which statement is true? Wow. I really think this is amazing. This is a real good question. You need to understand this notation here. Basically, they're asking, hey, do you understand the notation? What A means, if you think of A means that get the 2 and plug it into the f function. Is that equal to when you get the 1 and you plug it into the g function? So I'm going to get this A right here. I'm going to do this. You're going to have 2 squared plus 2. Is that equal to when you get a negative 2 times a 1 minus 4? This gives me 4 plus 2, which is 6. This over here gives me, let's see if it's equal to a negative 2 minus 4, which is a negative 6. Are these equal? No. So A is not my answer. Let's look at B. B is saying to do the same thing, but plug it into right here, and we get a negative 2 squared plus 2, which is also like 4 plus 2 is 6, right? So is that equal to this side over here? So over here we have what? Negative 2 times names negative. Yeah, times negative 2, my bad. Minus 4. This right here gives me a positive 4 minus 4, which is just 0. No, not good. Let's try. Maybe I may move that down. Just do that. Plug in this one right here. So I'm going to go to negative 4 squared plus 2. Is that equal to plugging in, since that says g, going in here, plug in that one right there. A negative 2 times a negative 11 minus 4. 16 plus 2, 18. Is that equal to 22? 22 minus, oh, that is 18. Check, that's my answer. Super sweet, good answer. Good question, good stuff there. Ready? Okay, so f of 0 means right here, plug that into that one right there. And we're going to have basically 0 squared plus 2, which is just 2. Is that equal to, when I get this part, and I plug it in right there, to a negative 2 times a negative 2 minus 4, which is equal to 4 minus 4 is 0. No. No. This is no. No. Final answer, C. Which is this one? Okay. Solved line. Solved line. Definitely this one and that one. Out because of that, and out because of that. Shaded below, that's shaded above, and that's shaded below. This one says y is less than, so all the y's that are less than, D. Okay, let's look at this one. Okay, that's number 7. The graph of the quadratic function is shown below. Which statement is false about the function? False. There is what? There is a 0. 0, remember, is your x-intercept at negative 1. That one is true, and they want the one that's false. That's out. There is a root at 2. Remember, 0 root x-intercept at 2, so that is true. We want one that's false. No, that's false, okay? The graph has a y-intercept of -2. Y-intercept of -2. That's true again. The one that's false. -1 and -2 are solutions. -1, -2. No, that is wrong, which is false. Slash making it our answer. Okay. This one does come out. This is kind of a sneaky one. That's 6th grade, guys. This is 6th grade. So once you read that, set it up like this: y over x. I think we did it one while ago. X over y. It doesn't matter whichever one they gave you. This one's 4 over 2, and that's equal to y over x. Sometimes they'll give you another number. Set it up here if it's a y. Set it down here if it's an x. In this situation, they want to know what y is equal to. Okay. There are several ways. You can just plug in a number here. 8 divided by 2 is that 4? Oh, there's your answer. You can plug it into here. Well, y here? 4 divided by 2 is not equal to 4. Out. You can plug it in here. Y is 4. 8 times 2? No, out. Y is 4. 2 times 2. Also that one. Weird. Okay, so there's going to be one that works. This somehow you got 2 that work. I don't know about this one. Ready? So let's do this. Back in the old days, we had this idea, and we want to know what y is. So we multiply here, divide by 2. So we're going to go with y is equal to 4x. My bad. 4x over 2. Also known as y is equal to 2x. 4 here, x equals to 2. That one works, but that varies indirectly. Okay, this is varies directly. Which equation passes a point of 2 negative 6 and has a negative slope? Ooh, great question. Okay, let me see how we approach this one. Okay, so let's go out here and approach it. You will know if it has a negative slope, is a positive slope. You will know if it has a negative slope if you have y equals to mx plus b. So we set each one of these up to y equals mx plus b. Okay, first one here, we're going to go out here and have what? 2x minus y is equal to 10. So I would minus 2x minus 2x, and I would have a negative y is equal to a negative 2x plus 10. Now we're going to go ahead and divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1. This gives me y is going to be what? Positive 2x. My slope, guys, it's positive, and they want one with a negative slope, so A is automatically out. Let's check out B right here. So we have a negative 2x plus y is equal to a negative 10. We're going to add 2x, add 2x. We have y is equal to 2x minus 10. It's already in slope intercept form, not a negative slope, out. Let's look at C right here. Sorry about that. Negative x minus y is equal to 4. We're going to go out here and add x, add x. We'll have a negative y is equal to x plus 4. We're going to divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1. We're going to have y is equal to a negative x plus minus 4. So far, I like that one. It's changed because it has a negative slope. And that's what they want, negative slope. So far, C is in the running. Does it pass to the point to negative 6? I don't know. If this one doesn't have a negative slope, then why even try at that point, right? D. Y minus x is equal to a negative 8. Add x. These cancel. Y is equal to, x, not 8. X gives me x minus 8. Guys, come on. How could it be? Positive slope here. This is the only one that has a negative slope. So, now, just to check if it crosses through to negative 6. To check if it passes through to negative 6. Then you need to do this. You actually need to get the 2, x to be 2. You need to get y to be 6, and plug it into this equation. So I'll do that. We'll go with 6 equals a negative, this is a negative 6. Negative 6. Negative 6 is equal to a negative 2 minus 4. Negative 6 is equal to a negative 6. Check. It does. Ooh. And that's it. Questions over down. I'm going to call it quits here for today. We'll post number 17 in a little bit, guys.